On this matter that you referred to, and whether reserves of central bank should or could include bitcoins, I think there is a view around the table of the Governing Council, and most likely the General Council as well, that reserves have to be liquid, that reserves have to be secure, that they have to be safe, that they should not be plagued by the suspicion of money laundering or other criminal activities. And as a result, I'm confident that reserves will not enter, that bitcoins will not enter the reserves of any of the central banks of the General Council. I had a good conversation with my colleague from the Czech Republic, and I leave it to him to make whatever announcement he wants to make, but I'm confident that he's convinced, as we all are, of the necessity to have liquid, secure, and safe reserves.
Lit a bit of a fire. This is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades. This is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades. Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And then also, of course, in the first quarter of 2025, we always get a correction. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten, and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto moving up. We also have stocks slightly up. Now we have Bitwise CIO says Trump executive order could challenge the 4-year cycle. But yes, guys, we're still going to be going through pumps and dumps. And we will have more corrections in stocks and cryptos. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we have CME futures contracts ending on Friday. Do not forget. And make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, as we can see, being pushed down. And we know that is great for markets, stocks and cryptos. But like I told you, rates are going to slowly start creeping back up. So even though the Fed funds rate was being cut, we saw the bond yields keep rising. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And right now we have the dollar slightly down. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And Tether mints 1 billion its first issue of 2025. So we know when Michael Saylor is buying, Tether is printing, we know we get that little pump. And we have Senator Warren goes after Howard Lutnick over his ties to Tether. And we know that's all the Hegelian dialectic, but definitely that Tether movie is coming. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And then we have the Fed. Repo at $121 billion yesterday. Make sure you're pulling it on a daily basis during the week. And we had the Fed Jerome Powell in the house, and he said everything that we thought he was going to say. And they paused, and he made it clear that they're not ready to move. So they don't meet again until the middle of March. And then, of course, if they pause then, they don't meet again until May. So that's almost half the year with no rate cuts. So right now, if we look at the market the way it is now, even though it's going to be a whole lot of changes going on, but if you look at the market right now, you're probably looking at 1 or 2 more cuts. But of course, later on in the year, when the job market gets worse, they may do more cuts or a bigger, a jumbo cut, maybe 50 or 75 basis points. But the job market is definitely going to start getting worse the second half of the year, and it's just going down here from there. But what's going to happen? They're going to bring in all this technology. And we have the ECB cutting rates again. And we know they're in a recession. But of course, that helps the global liquidity. So that also helps the market. And on top of that, that makes U.S. bonds even more attractive. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have GDP grew 2.3% pace in the fourth quarter, less than expected. And of course, we have China growing at 5%. We have India growing at a 5 or 6%. So where do you think the banks and the big corporations going to be flowing that money to? That's right, the emerging markets. They have a whole lot more upside. The United States is going to be going down here from now. And the Fed is the only thing that's holding up the United States. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs right now are up. And we have Grayscale launches Bitcoin Miners ETF. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have Norway's central bank holds 500 million in MicroStrategy shares. And remember, guys, when you see MicroStrategy, you should see BlackRock and Morgan Stanley. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And this is not going to end well. Now we have GMCI launches USA Select Index tracking US-based cryptocurrencies like XRP, Solana, and Doge. And again, we're going to constantly see legacy-style products transferring over to these digital assets. Remember, guys, they're building a new economy, tokenizing this new economy. And then lastly, we have Trump's meme coin can now be used to buy Donald Trump's branded merchandise. And now this coin have a use case, and they can keep building the use cases for these tokens. And if you're a part of my premium stock Patreon account, I went over this because you're going to see a lot of meme coins all of a sudden have utility in it. Whether it's bots doing the utility or what Trump is doing, adding products to it. It's no longer a meme coin now. It now has a use case. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.